Everything is going extremely well.
And now, showtime.
Hey, there we go. Why am I over on the side? Welcome to the show today. This is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk about Q5 today. For those of you who don't know, Q5 is one of the most profitable parts of the year. It's basically like a second Black Friday, but with AOVs that could easily be double anything you see for the rest of the year. And it's a run that historically is supposed to last for 7 days, but realistically, you can make it work for about 3 or 4 weeks. And if you do it right, you'll make more money in the next 21 days than you will all summer next year. In fact, if you do it right, that won't be true because you'll set yourself up for a lot of success. Anyway, we're going to unpack that today, as well as go through all of your questions. The comment section on YouTube this week was red hot. And of course, we're going to give a bit of an update on Disruptor Academy and Disruptor Tools. So with that being said, let's get into it. If you're watching the show today, let me know where you're at. And I just love having so many people here. So I just want to say from me to you, thank you all so much for everything throughout the whole year. It has been incredible. And what you need to know is that Q5 starts next Friday. So let's break down exactly what Q5 is. So Q5 or quarter 5 is this phenomenon that occurs of buying behavior. Now, the reason it's really important is really because it's the time of year where more people are willing to spend more money specifically on aspirational purchases for their quality of life than any other time of the year. Think of it like this. For those of you that are not in America, America doesn't really celebrate or have an acknowledgement of Boxing Day, but that's essentially what we're taking advantage of here. Now, with that being said, what this is a opportunity for the day after Christmas. The day after Christmas, when everybody's got all their gifts and people are starting to plan for the next year. There's a week run between the day after Christmas and New Year's. What happens here is a beautiful period where inventory is at one of the highest times of the whole year. More people are on more devices more often for longer times than they are in any other week of the year. So there's more impressions. What that means is CPMs begin to fall fast. It is the fastest decline in CPMs for the whole year. Now, what we're going to see in January and February is the lowest CPMs that we'll see all year long. But this is where you get buying intent that is very similar to Black Friday, but at CPMs that could be half as much. Now, that is a tremendous opportunity. More importantly, because Q5 isn't about gifts for other people, and because it's not about trying to take advantage of a Black Friday deal or whatever, people are more willing to spend more money. And because they're buying generally for aspirational purposes, right? It's not the big screen TV that you bought on Black Friday or something like that. It's, I want to live a better life. I'm trying to get things right in the new year, new me, all of that stuff. What that means is you get commitments that people would not normally make at any other time. So let me give you 3 examples of that. First, gym memberships. Over 75% of the revenue that most membership-based gyms get happens in Q5. The 30 days after the day after Christmas, Boxing Day. The 30 days after that is responsible for the vast majority of new customer acquisition. Now, the revenue might happen because of the whole year, but the contracts are signed. Another example, because everybody wants to get things right in the new year. And so instead of like getting 1 month at the gym, they'll sign up for a year because it's cheaper, right? And you'll see all of those promotions. Another example of that happens especially in apparel and personal goods. It's the time when people are really trying to re-identify themselves and really focus on who they want to be. And so it's a tremendous opportunity for people to where they would normally just buy whatever they need to get through the day or something like that. They're willing to make an investment in being the person that they want to be. And so that's a huge opportunity. And the third example of this, and we'll get to how to weaponize this in just a moment, but the third example of this has to do with health and with lifestyle. Now, this might be supplement brands. You could say that this is somewhat akin to gyms, but really it's lifestyle more than just health. And this could be for any brand that has built their business on something more than price. Now, all year I've been telling you about brand development. Build a moat, get an audience, build something so that people can identify themselves as being a part of what you're doing. Q5 is an opportunity to sell somebody on that. Now, the weaponization of this is very, very unique and something that hopefully you've been paying attention and really been maximizing the opportunity for all year. But if not, that's fine. Instead of take my trial offer, you can sell people on a quarterly plan, an annual plan. You can sell people on buy 12 instead of buy 1, right? Like, the point is, folks, the barrier to spend, the affinity of the customer to spend more money is much higher. Think of it like this. There are things you've been eyeballing all year. Hanukkah has come, Christmas has come, Black Friday has come, whatever. And now you're sitting for a week knowing that you have to go back to work in 5 days, 10 days, whatever it is, sitting on your devices with family or trying to get away from family. And really, you're sitting in a space where, unlike any other time of the year, you've got more money in your pocket than you usually do at the end of the month. You've got more time on your hands than you usually do at the end of the month. And another beautiful thing happens. Every retailer is slashing prices because they want to get rid of inventory. So you see a ton of discounts and bundles. The point is this. It's essentially the same environment as Black Friday. Massive sales from retailers, but instead of people trying to buy for others and looking for the best deal, they're trying to take care of themselves, looking for the most value. And that means you can sell solutions instead of products. Instead of trying to get somebody to buy your best offer, you can sell somebody on the complete package. Now, this often means that you give them a great bundle. Now, if you've been paying attention to what we said in August and September around building your best bundles for Black Friday, your rebuttal upsells, but wait, there's more moments, right? Like we've mentioned before, like infomercials, where an infomercial is basically a VSL for a bundle, right? It's never just the Ginsu knife. It's the Ginsu knife plus another knife plus the block that it comes in and the thing that cuts a fish and then the big choppy bit and then the other stuff. Like, it's all of these things, right? In Q5, that's when somebody's trying to make big purchases for the life, big purchases for the life that they want to have. And that's a great opportunity for you to make it very easy for them to make one purchase with you to solve all of those problems. Now, we talked about bundle stuff last year. Let me give an example of a brand that we've already done videos on. You can see it through the YouTube channel. I was working with a jewelry brand, Made by Mary, and we got them from Etsy to a 8-figure Shopify store. Muzzle dog to them. What we did for their bundles, now this was for Mother's Day, but same principle holds true. Instead of trying to take their primary offer, which was some hoop earrings or a stamped necklace, what we did was say, instead of trying to be one of the things that you buy to make Mother's Day happen, we're going to put the hoop earrings with the necklace, with the stamped thing, with the stamped medallion, with care package, in a care package, with a gift card, with a personalized letter, and a box with a jewelry cleaner and a kit. And it's a $250 value. We're selling cheap for $125. Now, the beauty of that is, instead of marking down the $60 item to $40, we sold them the $60 item as part of a bundle for $125. And half of that additional value was in a gift card. Now, that gift card incentivizes people to buy again. And the beauty of a gift card, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to have money out there, blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing. The gift card, 30% of gift card value goes unclaimed. So if you sell a gift card for 25% off, you've made 5% profit. The other thing, depending on the vertical and niche, gift cards are a great way of acquiring new customers because they don't have to be used by the person that you give it to. And so in this space, with specifically Made by Mary, we saw over 40% of the gift card value that was claimed done by somebody who's not a customer yet. So essentially what happened is that bundle where we doubled the AOV instead of cutting it by 30%, also inspired 60% of the people who took the gift card to essentially double their LTV by buying more things. Because, oh, by the way, bundle buyers are more likely to buy than anybody else, and they're more likely to spend more money when they do. It also dramatically cut customer acquisition costs down because the other 40% of the people that used the card were new customers that we didn't have to pay to acquire. So it meant that customer acquisition cost, for instance, if it was $100, was now only 60. Because 40% of the people that got that gift card gave it to somebody else who then became a new customer. This is how you weaponize offer construction. Now, the beauty of that offer and what you can be doing over the next week is understanding how to take your brand, your product, your service, whatever it is that you're doing, and build a solution for somebody. That offer was building a solution for a husband or a son that wanted to get something for Mother's Day. It's not, well, I want to get this thing from this place and this thing from that place and something else. It was the entire package. I make one purchase, it gets delivered for me with love and care, with an additional opportunity for somebody to take care of themselves above and beyond that. That's a thoughtful effort where what we're really doing is taking a look, and Disruptor Tools can show us exactly how to do this analysis, and we'll get to that in a little bit. By the way, if you don't know Disruptor Tools, tools.disruptorschool.com. It's my suite of software that you can pick up at any time. It's the kind of things that I've been doing for years. I've now made it something that can get in 20 seconds. What we did is we bundled all of the items that were commonly bought in a customer journey. What are the first 2 or 3 things that people buy that are the most valuable customers? The women that come back and buy from that brand more than 3 times. What are the things they buy in the first 3 purchases? Let's put that in a box and sell it at a discount with a gift card. Now, half the discounted value is just adding the gift card to the overall price. But I hope you understand how this works. Now, if you can put that together for your business, what is the most commonly bought first and second product? Put that together with an additional little item and package it as a bundle to solve a problem instead of sell a product. And you'll get a customer who's 3 to 4 times more likely to come back and buy again. And more importantly, this offer should have an average order value that is greater than the LTV of your average customer. And what's beautiful is that because they're far more likely to come back and buy again, it is extremely common. I would say in the numbers that I've run over the years, it's about 70 to 85% of the time that the LTV of the customer that takes this kind of offer is over 2.5 times that of your normal customer. If your normal LTV is $100, this kind of customer is more likely to spend $250 and $300. They're more likely to come back and buy. They're more likely to spend more money when they do. And they're more likely to bring you other business. This is how you grow a brand, by buying cash flow, buying customer journeys. Q5 is the single greatest opportunity you have for the entire year at getting people where the average order values are going to be astronomical, which is what you absolutely need to do, because in Q1, you're going to have huge barriers to high price points. Q1 is all about selling whatever you can that's most likely to get somebody to buy a second time. Because when summer comes and CPAs go up, and when February comes and all the cost caps break and Facebook people panic again, it's been 6 years, and every single year that people run e-com on cost caps after, it always breaks at the same time. It's clockwork. It's Valentine's Day weekend. It's the Super Bowl. It's Valentine's Day. It's for so many different reasons. But the thing is, people have already made all their big purchases. So what you need to do after Q5 is focus everything you possibly can on selling the product that is most likely to get your customers to come back and buy again. That way, when CAC rises throughout the summer, you don't lose cash flow. You instead go back to selling higher ticket items, more premium products, and letting your existing customers come back so your return revenue as a percentage of your overall business grows. And this is what, again, Disruptor Tools can lay out entirely for you. It's literally like you click a button and then it's done. But this is what you need to be focused on. If you do not focus on this, you might be successful, but the volume of your success is going to be dramatically less. And because you're not focused on cashing in right now on buying the highest quality customers and then flipping to get the people who are most likely to give you cash flow when it gets tough, you're going to be struggling on inventory and cash flow and volume of revenue in the business. And you're going to be competing with everybody else as CPMs go up, as buying intent goes down, and struggling where everybody else is struggling. Because instead of playing the game where you know all the rules, we know exactly what's going to happen every single month for the rest of the year. And by the way, I have a calendar for all this. It's in Disruptor Academy. I can show you guys that in a minute. If you're not planning for it, you're just reacting to what's happening. You are a kayak adrift at sea with no oar, instead of a cruise ship just barreling through wherever the wind takes you. You know exactly where you're going to go. If you want to be in control, this is the best time to start. All right. That being said, let's get to some of your questions. And I'm going to just pull up the chat over here. Hello, Satisfied Cleaning Truth. Well, thank you so much. Hello, Andromeda is a problem or not? I don't think it's a problem. I think the machine being smarter at doing the thing that it's supposed to do is fantastic. If Andromeda has made your results worse, it's probably because you've been taught by people that don't respect the relationship with the platform, how to disrespect the platform as a business standard operating procedure. And, maybe you're running 5 different offers, or you're launching 20 different ads a week. You're doing everything possible to make it more difficult for the platform to be successful. And over the last week, we did 3 reaction videos of people who very much push that exact strategy and then debunked every single one of them. And we'll get to some of the comments on all of that, because they have been pouring in from Sam and from Chase and from Konstantinos, who took an aggressive stance in the comment section, which, okay. Let's see. Hey, Charlie, how can I get help with manual upload CSV for Disruptor Tool? I think I've got the comms mapped out with my WooCommerce, but it's only uploading 2 rows. I tagged Jess already. Kenny, thank you so much. And instead of that, Kenny, what I would love is, can you do a loom of your process and then email info@Disruptor School? And in the first bar, just say, this is for Daniel. Daniel's the guy that helps you with this tools. We will, if you're even willing to upload, give us your data, what we'll try to do is take your loom, reformat it, understand what's wrong, and upload it for you, and then give you back like a how-to so that you can do this for yourself. All right. Like, I want you to be successful. So that's the best path you can do. Okay. Daniel's the guy that's going to help me get this stuff done. Daniel's working overtime right now for me because of other things. We are also building out an amazing tool that'll tell you, just if you are unfortunately somebody who's been taken advantage of by folks to tell you to launch hundreds of ads and all this other nonsense. We're building a tool in Disruptor Tools. The very next one is literally going to be upload your ad account. We'll tell you what ads to turn off so that you just make more money, so you don't have to launch another ad for the next week, next month, just like, we're going to make it so easy. So please do that, Kenny. Please explain the one campaign method. How do you introduce and test creatives? Okay, one campaign method, very simply. I do have a video coming out on this soon. Here is the one campaign method. I wrote this sticky note 4 years ago, maybe, and it has helped me get 5 brands to an 8-figure exit by following this. Okay, this is the gold. It's one campaign per business objective. It's not one campaign per ad account. It's funny how many people that sell services but don't build brands talk about how bad the one campaign is. In fact, all 3 videos they did a review on talk shit about the one campaign. And when they describe it, they don't actually do it correctly. And funny enough, both Sam and Chase say it doesn't work and then display the rest of the ad account and explain why they undermined it to a place where it couldn't be successful. And it's just like, well, you said it doesn't work, and then you described what you did to break it. It's just like, okay. So anyway, here it is. You have one ad set that has your best ads in it. You have one or two other ad sets, if you can afford to get more than one ad set out of Learning, that have a 3-2-2 ad specifically designed to outperform the worst ad in your winner's ad set. That's it. You build an all-star team of 5 or 6 ads. You find which player on the team is struggling the most, and you specifically do creative testing to replace that player. If you can spend more, you don't launch a new test. And the purpose of that is to create an environment where you're comfortable increasing the budget. And when you are, you do it. And you see at what point do things start to break. Now, I'm going to have a much longer video to break it down more than that, but that's essentially the simplest way of running an ad account that almost guarantees performance improvement, dramatically reduces workload, dramatically increases profitability, and cuts your cost and time on your cost of creative development, your development cost, and the opportunity cost of undermining your entire funnel and wasting a ton of time like day trading the ad account so that you can do the things that actually matter, like building the offer to take advantage of Q5. Let's see. Can you explain, do you put an expiry date on Shopify gift cards? I do usually. It's totally up to you how you do things. Some folks do 30 days. Some folks do a year. I think it's very typical. Understand your average customer. If it's me, I'm going to understand my average cash flow cycle, double it, call it a day. How do you advertise gift cards? If you look at Under Outfit, we went from 50K a month to $1 million a week. And one of the things we did is we literally had gift cards for sale on the website. A $200 gift card was available for $150. You can go buy that right now. Please. Every time you buy a $200 gift card for $150, I make $10 profit. Done. I'll take it. Because remember, 30% breakage. So, hey Marvin, good to see you, buddy. Thank you. This is a fun sweater. I helped a CBD business eventually. We grew and then did an exit with High Tide and went up to Milwaukee and got myself this from the Pabst Blue Ribbon brewery. One campaign method. How do you go about it as an affiliate with info financial product? Same thing. Just exactly what we said. It's you have a control element and then you introduce a variable and then you make it efficient enough to increase your investment. It's the scientific method, and then you stress test when you get a win. You build leverage, you take advantage of it. You have as few moving parts as possible, so you always know it's broken. I don't know how to make it easier than that. That's a couple hours a week, max. What are we doing? Why are we not doing that more often? Okay, you're wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, now, that being said, let's get into Disruptor Tools just so I can show you what this looks like. And then we're going to do, and then we're going to get into the comments and questions and everything from YouTube, because it was like hot fire this week. I did a review on one person who very much, I think, took it. They said they didn't take it in the wrong way, but we'll see. So anyway, let's take a look at this. All right, we have 3 things here. Now, I said for you to build a better bundle for Q5, find the product that most commonly gets somebody to buy a second time with the shortest cash flow cycle so that you know exactly what kind of bundle to put together. So let's build a hero offer. I'm going to upload something from one of my stores. Let's use this. I have a women's clothing store. Let's do that. All right, boom. All right. We're going to upload the data. Fantastic. Now, here's all of the information. We're going to go ahead and group all the products so that we get the sizes and color variants. So it's just down to the actual product, not large, small, purple, red. Boom, just one thing. Awesome. Now, unfortunately, we have this free returns and package. In the next update, we're going to maybe get rid of that stuff. But here, take a look at this. Let's do number of first purchases. So we have the most commonly bought products. Obviously, the free returns and package protection is number 1. But here's what really is interesting. What products most commonly get somebody to buy a second time, and do so in the shortest amount of time and make us the most money. And what's the second product? Now, we have a lot of options here. We have this blazer, 71 days, AOV is $300. Okay. With this pin necklace, 92 days, AOV 265. If we scroll down, all of a sudden, look at this. 77 days. It's the second fastest money come back. And the AOV is higher than anything else. The combined AOV from the first and second purchase. Well, if we were to put the cami and the jacket together, we can go into here and see, okay, with the cami, medium, large, XL, okay. If we go to the jacket, medium, XL, large, wow, that looks really similar, right? It's the same kind of customer. If we were to go into this, if we were to try to package that with that and potentially throw in a gift card, and we could make this a $400 combined AOV. Maybe we give it a $75 gift card and sell this thing for $325. Throw in this package and return stuff, right? We can sell that to a woman who wants to look great and feel good about what she's doing. Perhaps we even throw in this necklace or some like other little item. Like that'll sell. This tasseled floral pin, right? Really short time. This so this pin, really short time to second purchase, right? 32 days. Combined AOV is 106. That's not a lot, but let me get rid of this. But if we were to take, let me just blow this up and go this way. All right. Just so we can make sure we're maximizing our real estate over here. Okay. If we look at this Velvet Dreams cami, 77 days to the second purchase, highest AOV of something that's under like 90 days, right? 317, under 3 months. I love it. Okay. Second fastest money back around the $300 mark. Love it. If we put this with this, which also happens to be another item that gets a lot of people to come back. So 2 super popular products. And then one other item, if we would go down here, this tasseled floral pin, fastest where somebody comes back. Now, the AOV is a lot less, but when people get this, they love the brand, they come back. When people get this, they love the brand when they come back. When people get this, they love the brand, they come back. If we put those 3 things together with a little gift card, we could sell something for $400 or $500. We're solving a problem, right? This is an outfit. It's a cami, it's a jacket, and it's a pin. Now we're helping a woman feel a certain way instead of having to put together something. We're saying these are the 3 most common products. When somebody buys three common products that all get somebody to come back quicker than average, more commonly than average, and spend more money than average, that woman who buys it is way more likely to be a higher LTV customer. I hope you're starting to get this. Now, if we go back to this, we can also take a look at the customer journey insights. And this shows how fast people go when they buy one item, how quickly they come back to buy another one. And more importantly, if we look at, again, the month-over-month review here, we can see how many are new customers versus returning. Now, we can see during the summer months when things get tough, this brand was really leaning into return customers in the spring. And then to the summer, because the cash flow was a certain way, leaned into more new customers. So you can see the breakdown. More importantly, you can also see it month by month here. What we're trying to do in this business now is get this returning customer over 40%, over 35, 40%. Because in those months, we're doing 100,000 plus in revenue, right? 34%, 100K, 45, 100K, right? So we're going to try to get this brand over 100,000 a month in revenue to make it $1 million business. Fantastic, right? So that means this number needs to be in the 35 to 40s. So let's sell the items that have a higher AOV that are more likely to get people to come back so that this number continues to climb. Now, if we go back to the actual products themselves that do this, we can sort by number of second purchases. And look what we see here. Velvet Dreams Kernel. Now, second purchase here doesn't restrict only on first purchase. The hero offer, it means that that is the first product that somebody buys. And this is when your first purchase is this, your second purchase is that, but this is the first purchase of the customer journey, but it might not be the first thing that you buy, right? So it might be that you buy the velvet and then you get the kernel, which was the most popular item when somebody bought the velvet, right? And then after that, 71 days, 62 days later, 47% of people come back and buy a third item or another item. So like we can begin to build out customer journeys. Now that other pin is, much lower down the list. Here it is, tasseled floral pin. Okay. But again, we're okay with that. These are all above 30%, 30, 53, 47. If we just sell the products that are more likely people to come back and buy again and again, we're going to have way more people coming back to buy again and again. And if you bundle all of those for your Q5 efforts, you're going to make a ton of money. Now, the last thing here is the PSM analyzer. This is just a fun little thing. And I won't get into it here because we have so many other questions, but just so you can see it, basically this is your profitable scaling margin analyzer. You can put in your COGS, you can put in your lifetime value and your ad spend. So let's just say here, let's take any one of these items. What's the Colonel blazer, right? That's the first thing I think alphabetically. All right, Colonel jacket, cool. Let's say for instance, it costs us $75 to sell this thing and $30 in COGS. I'm just making it easy math for the purpose of this conversation. That's a profitable scaling margin of 1.73, meaning for every dollar we spend over the LTV of the customer, we make a 73% profit. Well, let's just start to increase the price, how much we're going to spend. Well, if we increase the spend by 40%, you can see the final CPA rises. If we increase the spend by 40%, we understand that at that point, we're at 1.2. Now we're hitting tight margins. Now we're starting to get to like some issues, right? In this purchase frequency, it has all of our numbers. We know that when somebody buys that product, they're likely to buy 2.23 times, right? So there's an understanding of what's going on. And just so you can see, if we were to grab another product, what was, if we were to go in, let's just grab something else that's got a lot of purchases in here. I did not format this ahead of time, so you can see exactly how I see it. Here's the an embellished blazer. Different purchase frequency, different total customers, different LTV, everything is different, right? So you can see that this is going to let you know how much more you could spend. And in fact, we graph it out. Cheat codes, cheat code city all day long. So anyway, that's Disruptor Tools, tools.disruptorschool.com. Go check it out. Now, let's get into the comments for the week because we got a lot of them. There's a lot of heat coming in. Okay. By the way, all those tools are $39 a pop, or you can get all three of them for $100. Or if you join Disruptor Academy as a VIP member, so instead of we can go to plans. If you join as a VIP member, you get 50% off Disruptor Tools. So you can save 35% by basically making the commitment that I want to have 2026 be my best year ever. So I'm going to save 35% and 50% on Disruptor Tools, which saves you hundreds of dollars already. So you could basically save over, $1,700 plus $1,200. You're getting that's $2,900, and you get it for $1,100, $1,700. So you're saving over $1,000 by doing that. Plus, Disruptor Tools has an annual plan that you can save even more money. I'm just trying to help you be successful and do exactly what I told you to do, okay? So anyway, we had a lot of questions. Let's get into it. All right, been watching meta ads related videos for months. The algo finally led me here. This campaign breakdown was solid. Learned a lot. Going back to check more videos, time to sharpen my blade. Love it. This was Sam Paliero saying the one campaign is stupid, and then me basically saying, no, it's not, and proving it. Let's see. This is Constantinos, who has like 250,000 subs on YouTube, but I watched the video and I was more confused watching the video than when I started. Anyway, hey Charlie, let's say I launched DCT test alongside a control. Out of the 3 ads, one is winning. Transfer that to the control. What do I do with the other 2? I also tested the other 2 in another ad account and performed well. So I was wondering what's the point of the test? I could have put all 3 in the same ad set. No. All right, DCT alongside a control, and out of the 3 ads, one is winning. Transfer that. So in this, by the way, if you're winning, we don't move anything. If you can raise the budget, the test isn't over. And if you tested these 2 in another account and they performed well, maybe they're not working with the other ad because the other ad is winning and because the customer journey is more than one touch point. So yes, Meta will remember the ad performance of a video static creative no matter what campaign we put into. if you change the headline and primary text, it will change the performance. Hey, Charlie, I have to say that after all the content on Facebook, your videos are straightforward and cool. Thank you. Or cool and straightforward. Appreciate that. I like your style and your vibe, man. Just want to say thank you for the content. P.S. If you have any idea what people can do if they must sell without a pixel, links to Amazon, then please talk about it. Yeah, links to Amazon. I'm actually doing that with a brand that just signed on with me, a supplement business. We're doing, I have a consultancy that I do with some brands. And we are measuring the impact on Amazon revenue when driving to a Shopify store. If you are on Amazon exclusively, I highly recommend that you build a Shopify so that you can start getting customers instead of being a salesperson for, well, $1 million. There's a lot to go with the Amazon. I'll say this. When you run ads on Facebook, even to your own Shopify, you will see a lift in sales on Amazon. When you're running ads anywhere, we have to understand that attribution is bullshit. ROAS is bullshit. It's about incremental lift. Measure the impact on Amazon with the money you spend on Facebook. And if you continue to be profitable, just increase that budget on Facebook. And when you start to break even or struggle with profitability, you've now created a higher volume of demand. You can increase the budget on Amazon because you will have gotten way more efficient and are not taking nearly as much advantage of the opportunity that you have because you turned up the tap, you cranked up the volume of the noise coming in, and you just kind of give that thing back and forth. All right. I really love this type of content. May I ask what the best number of ad sets and ads in a CBO? Thank you so much. Everybody seems to love this, although except for Constantinos, which is interesting. Again, best number of ad sets and ads in a CBO, depending on how much you can spend. I generally don't have more than 3 ad sets live, and that's only if I can afford to get all of them out of learning. If I can't do that, I will only have 1 ad set. And generally, I don't have more than like 5 ads going. Now, those ads might be 3-2-2 ads, meaning flexible ad creative. 3 creatives, 2 primary text, 2 headlines. Yes, I have a video coming out on that as well. You can join Disruptor Academy and skip the line. We have a great course on that I'll show you here in a moment. And that way, you have as few as moving parts as possible so the machine can be as smart as possible so you can have the most stable result possible so that you get to a place where you understand who the customer is and you can optimize every effort after the click to make it so that you can afford to spend more money on the platform. That's what it's all about. Success with Facebook ads has very little to do with the ad being as efficient as possible because when you're optimizing for return on ad spend, you're optimizing for how much credit for the sales you get, not for the volume of sales you make. That's a very important point. All right. Hey, Charlie, the first time I ever watched a full video, it's an hour and 44 minutes long. Really learned so much. I'm so happy, Mustafa, that you love that. Just media printing field, lost almost everything. Now I'm beginning again. I'm 32. Hey, man, I restarted when I was 29, so you're right along with it. I need start with the first client within 3 months. Here's the number one thing I can do. Go out to everybody you know, say that you'll run ads to them for free. I started doing $10 an hour. Right, I went door to door, just trying to get $10 an hour from barber shops to tattoo shops to like clothing stores, whatever I could do. And now I'm well over 1,000 an hour. I'll put it that way. Okay. Dan, well, I'm not even going to pretend to this guy. I use an attribution software that pulls in profit data from Shopify, allowing us to create a custom metric for POAS, profit on ad spend, and have it as a column in the ads manager. How would that fit into 4PI analysis? Is that superior to GPT and therefore replace it? No, it's inferior to GPT, and you can cut that software right now. Let me save you some money. You don't need it. Because it's all still built on attribution and whatever else. You don't need that. I could also make another custom columns like profit data, like profit per impression, but I'm not sure if any of that would be improvement over any of the metrics of the 4PI. No, it's not. GPT as an additional metric in your 4PI is all you need. Cut that software. Whatever money you're spending on that software, just join Disruptor Academy and we'll make you way more money than that software ever would. Okay. You're a gangster. Thank you. Also appreciate the DM on Instagram. Thank you so much. The problem with the one guaranteed PPC. Okay, so somebody that's coming from a Google space. The problem with one campaign method is you can't properly toggle your budget for each of your offers that target different stages of the funnel. Yes, you can, because you don't have more than one offer in the campaign. Done. And for different stages of the sales funnel. You don't want to toggle and control this delivery between all of them. You only want to have the machine make that choice. And something that Chase got wrong, that Sam got wrong and Konstantinos got wrong is that in this case, you only want to limit your spend on remarketing to max 10% of your ad spend. Okay, if an ad is getting 25% of your budget and hitting that audience, turn it off. You don't have to run every ad. You're not a victim. There are no victims in this classroom. If an ad doesn't do what you want to do, turn it off. Done. If performance is good enough for you to increase the budget, do it. Done. And when you increase the budget, fully expect the distribution of that spend between those ads and how the 4PI analysis operates to change. Now, if you want to know more about the 4PI stuff, again, check out Disruptor Academy, like right down there. You can join for free. If you get into the courses, you'll understand a lot more of this stuff. Wolf of Wall Street official, thank you so much. Can we all just admit it's a scam? That's me just taking shots at ROAS. Okay, ABO is a complete waste of time, money, and good data in context of CBO one campaign method. Though I'm using a one campaign method, 4PI, Flexible Ads, and GPT across my clients, it's made a lot of results a lot better. Though I have a question. I want to improve the results of some of my brands, but the new creatives that I'm adding are not getting spend. So how to test creatives now? OneShare, OnShare Marketing Solutions. I really recommend that you check out. I've been mentioning this over and over again, so we're just going to get to this real quick. In Disruptor Academy, we have a course, Creative Testing on Meta After Andromeda, that quite literally breaks down what happened with the change of Andromeda, how to understand your best customer to get the best impact. We walk through Disruptor tools so you can use it. You understand the scientific method. We can test for low budget accounts or for high budget accounts. We break down the 4PI. We break down each type of creative that you can run, how they work, where they fit in the funnel, how to do the market research, how to do internal analysis, how to build customer profiles, how to build copy that converts, how to build ads with AI, and you even watch me build a complete campaign from scratch using my own money to promote my own businesses. Because people say, oh, Charlie doesn't do that. Yes, I do. 100% of the time, all the time. I've done it for years. Anyway, this is available only to people who join the Academy. It's only available for premium members. And again, that's $147. That $147 investment will pay for itself in a week. When it does that, just jump up to the annual and you will have ROI'd in like a month. And then the rest of the year is free. Just go for it. Okay, anyway, let's keep going. For context, I test new creatives in the same winter ad set. Drama is working. So this is complex. The TLDR of all of this is that you need to have good structure in what's going on and understand if ads aren't getting spent. It's a signal. And if you have changing business objectives, then there are different things that you can do to change the distribution logic. And we need to unpack all of that. And if you are in the Academy, just go ahead and ask the question and I'll get to you. I answer every single question in the Academy. Nobody has a question or a comment on, no DM question or comment goes unchecked by me personally over a 24-hour period. Yes, my friend Jess is helping me out in the school, but I am doing everything else myself as well. In addition to what she's doing, I see everything that happens. A TLDR, most of the times, the answer is not ads. Absolutely, big boy. But hey, look, Constantino sells services for ads, so he's not going to agree with that. Hey, Charlie, I've been using the trying to run the 322, but I can never see which specific ad brought the sale. Great question. I wanted to ask myself, here's the thing. You will never know. You've never been able to see that with Dynamic Creative, and it doesn't matter. If your results are good enough to scale the business, you just scale the business. If the results are not good enough to scale the business, you find which of the 322s are hurting you according to the 4PI analysis and you replace them. When you find unicorns, which you can find by going to the inbox section of your business manager and seeing just where are all the comments going, you will find that some variation of one of your 322s is like 90% of your comments. Awesome. Grab the post ID of that thing, put that into your control winning ad set, and now you're starting to build a control environment to test against. Anyway, I'm running through this stuff really quick because I just realized we have 14 minutes and we got so many things. I keep repeating the same things in a lot of these videos. It depends. If you have a difference, okay, so Jay Brown here, and this is a whole conversation. You have a difference in somebody looking as a business manager spending their own money versus somebody who's an agency owner. Got it. This is not taking either from each other. Absolutely, because the business owner can be a media buyer. Got it. Even if you put in a room of 100 media buyers, you're going to have a bunch of people run campaigns differently. Absolutely. Now, let all these people be successful. I'm not saying the most successful. Run them campaigns they want to see that are profitable, cool, have a good ROAS. Remember, ROAS has nothing to do with profit. So anytime somebody tries to make a point by saying that you're going to get a good ROAS, you can understand that that person doesn't understand how digital marketing works and has a bit of a gap between unit economics and business performance and taking credit for other people's work. ROAS is built on how much credit for your work can I take. Profit is how much money is in the bank. I don't give a shit about credit. I give a shit about money. So I don't give a damn about ROAS. Anyway, and it's going to be working well. What do you end up with? A mess of different degrees and opinions. Totally got it. totally get this, love this. So basically what he's saying is everybody has their own way of being successful and everybody can do it that way. Totally get it. My opinion is that why don't we focus on how to be the most sustainable way that is scalable and operational, that allows you to get as much of your time and effort spent where it has more impact. If you have to day trade your ad account, that means you can't spend time running a business. But if your entire business is running ad accounts, you're going to build the most complex thing. If you hang out in a barbershop long enough, you're going to get a haircut. That's why people like Konstantinos here, who took shots in the comment section, is building a system that is complicated. Because they're a plumber with a wrench trying to find things to put the wrench on, right? Like it's a hammer. It's somebody with a hammer looking for nails, right? We can argue about the most efficient method or what's best suited for how Meta operates. It's always going to differ. Absolutely. I do agree you should try both and see what works best for you. Sure. But eventually you're either going to be day trading the ad account, or you're going to get down to a very simple business with a very simple ad account, or you have a massive operation that doesn't need Facebook ads to be run successful, and you have a couple media buyers and a very complex ad account. But again, all you need to do is a couple things well in the business to grow it. And if that means that your media buying skills are subpar, but everything else in the business is successful, then you don't need to be good at ads. That's fine. But if you do get good at ads, you'll make more money on less work. Charles is how a person runs ad accounts talks. Constantino seems to be under the impression that I don't run ads. There's an difference between theory and practice. Simply because he doesn't adapt, he'll get fired. Okay, fair enough. And again, I agree that everybody has different struggles. There's a whole conversation in this. There's not a lot of questions. There's Konstantinos just kind of talking shit, and then a bunch of people. I don't know. This kind of goes off the rails here. I will say this. I totally agree that there's more than one way to be successful. The way that I teach is what gets you the most stable result on the least amount of work, so that you can spend the majority of your time doing the things that actually matter. Hitting buttons in the ad account is one of the least impactful things you can do for the growth of your business. And I say that as somebody that has been a part of many exits, that has spent well over $1 billion on the platform, and that doesn't make my money by charging people for how much of my time I spend hitting buttons in their ad account. I think the scorecard of success is the bank account. So let's do the best we can to win there. All right. This ROAS breakdown at the beginning is exemplary. Wow, unit economics so important. Well, thank you so much. That's the breakdown of Sam's. One campaign is stupid, so check that out if you want to see it. Nice editing. Thank you. Yeah, I literally just shot a loom to comment on Chase's Beat Andromeda video. And I love the unedited feels real. Yeah, it's literally just me with a loom. Can we get the breakdown of the 3-2-2 strategy? I don't think we have enough time right now, but simply put, it's 3 creatives, 2 primary text, 2 headlines, all in one concept with the same format across each one. And then you have 1 or 2 of those 3-2-2 ads as the variable in a campaign with a control element that is a single ad set if you're winning ads. And that way the entire test is built specifically as introducing a variable against the control to see if the overall campaign is better or worse because of that. And if the campaign improves or does not improve, what happens to your bank account. And often the campaign can look worse, but you make more money because you're getting volume of scale, economies of scale, rather than efficiencies in the platform. And remember, if you're optimizing for ROAS, you're optimizing for how much credit for the transactions you get, not for the volume of transactions that you get. So let's make more money instead of trying to compete for, does the report look good enough for you to not fire me? What is GPT? That is AOV minus CPA. That is your gross profit per transaction. You can have a ROAS of 5. If you sell something for $2 and it's worth 10, your ROAS is 5. But if I sell something for $50 and it's worth 100, my ROAS is only 2. But instead of making $8 on the sale, I made 50. One of those has a worse ROAS, but it's way better for your bank account. That conversation alone should defeat anybody ever looking at ROAS. Anyway, 23 minutes in, they probably don't know what they're doing anyway. It works even better now than it did before. I agree with you. But hey, not everybody's in a spot right now where they're confidently leveraging machine learning and the science. They're still trying to force their agenda onto Meta, and they're going to be struggling more and more, launching more and more ads, trying more and more tests, trying to do more and more things. They're going to continue to piss into the wind and complain that their legs get all pissy. I don't know. I don't have time for bad analogies. I got 8 minutes. Let's keep going. I beg to disagree when it comes to selling different products to different people. Not everyone is drop shipping. Some of us produce things that sell no matter what. We have an audience in Africa where we're going. The same thing in Europe. Not everybody's selling supplements. We sell car products, and the customer LTV is basically that first order. Here's my thing to you, Pan, as well. If you're selling car products and your customer's LTV is basically that first order, I would improve the business. If somebody only ever buys from you once, your problem isn't how good you are a salesperson for a factory. You are not a business with a customer. Fix the business, and most of these concerns go away. All right. If you produce a product that doesn't sell well and you make the mistake, ads are here to scale, but not stock out. I don't know. Everything. I would love to see you guys have a conversation. And Constantino says, no way, bro. We're not even on the same level. Constantino's just taking shots at me saying that, I said, I would love to have a debate. And he says there is no debate when there can be no winner. I don't think there needs to be a winner when it's competing theories or different ideas for people to learn from each other. I'd be more interesting if you chose a video where I show an ad account proving there what I say. All right, Constantinos, challenge accepted. I will do that. He's actually avoiding that combo because his ego is quite big. Okay. You follow Charles and talk about the ego of other people. Okay. I don't want to bring in negativity, but Constantinos has 250,000 people and he's giving advice that, anyway, you guys can check out the comment section and just defend me or attack me. Go for it. I did this video on Constantinos and he did watch up to 8 minutes and 21 seconds, then closed it. And he said, whatever you said is wrong. He didn't even finish the video. Not CPMs rising year over year. I don't think anybody running ads would agree with that. You talk as though we don't manage to spot any problems. Hey man, I don't know. He asked me to review one of his videos where he shows an ad account. I will do that, and I'm sure we'll blow up the comment section again. Hugely informative video. Thank you, Chrissy. I have a question about the one campaign. If I have 3 different products, so those should be 3 different campaigns. HR, sorry, by the way, if you guys join the Academy, I'll be able to just give you full-on written responses to all this. I just want to make sure that everybody that took the time to show some love or comment here gets something, and time is running short. Hey, Charlie, what would you, if a complete beginner, land your first job in media buying? My number one thing here is inform yourself, engage in conversation, and find a community. Whether it's a Facebook group of people trying to learn how to run ads, or you jump onto Twitter. D2C Twitter is a very toxic fucking place, but it's also a great place to get to know people. Just be loud, learn things, put yourself out there. The more you put yourself out there, the more you'll get back. I have a doubt. I'd really appreciate if you clear for me. Ad accounts that you show in the second one. Well, yeah, Constantino says I don't show ad accounts. This is literally me scaling a business with the ad account. There, the ad spend was $96,000 in that ad set. You said everything worked properly, but all the ads, I see are prospecting ads. As you explained, no frequency. Without them, we aren't losing money, are we? Well, here's the thing. No, because Facebook is not the only platform. So because Facebook's not the only platform, we have email, we have organic, we have Google. If we don't need a frequency greater than 1.5, then why should we? And this is a business, again, where I'm showing my ad account, walking through all the steps of how to scale it. And this ad spend in this one ad set alone was $96,000. Constantino says I don't do it. There's evidence of it. Hey, Charlie, we launched a new store, new ad account, first day of testing. Got a sale day 2 or 3. Our CPI, everything is high. Don't know what happened. What the problem is, honestly, wait. You don't have any idea what's going on. I would really focus on your organic while you're trying to wait to see the ads. Just start hammering Instagram content. Start building an audience to sell to. Ultimate guide. It is. Well, thank you. Charlie's coming for all of them. Hey, look, I'm just trying to help people out. Charlie, stop playing dumb. It's painfully obvious that ever since Facebook messing with the code and pushing these algorithm updates, performance has tanked. I absolutely think performance has tanked. I'm not sucking up to Meta. I'm just trying to help you understand that the people like Chase who push an agenda to make you dependent on them are the reason that your things aren't going as well. If you start working with the platform, if you start leveraging the tool in the way the tool was designed to be used, your results won't look nearly as bad. That's my only point. I don't understand why you keep saying simply running more creatives or increasing creative volume is wrong with Andromeda's when Meta's own document explicitly says you should run more ads than before. That's not true. Are you basically saying that Meta is wrong about their suggestions and you're right? No. If you're not an engineer that's actually writing the code for the algorithm, you have no way of saying with certainty that can prove you are right. And then Scott says Charlie fails to provide any examples. I mean, that's just not true at all. Established YouTubers like Sam P offer real structure and showcase genuine ad accounts, and he did. And then I showed how his ad account and his insights were proper, but his suppositions were incorrect, and how he actually created his own problem. Same thing I did with Chase. But Scott is here constantly just talk shit, which, fair enough, to teach their own. So understand that if you are taking the gospel of the meta engineering team as what you should be doing, I'll say this. This is the first time I've ever seen the folks who complain about Facebook breaking constantly, taking what Facebook said and running it like it's the absolute gospel and truth. Instead of for years saying Facebook's out to get you, blah, 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 Facebook's dumb, I never listen to my rep. Well, now the rep is agreeing with me, so they're right about everything. It's opportunistic thinking, and the engineering team is not a marketing department. What the engineer has built the tool to use versus how it's used in the real world aren't always the same thing. I'll leave it at that. You talk too much without concrete information. Okay. Watch more than one video. One campaign setups usually fail because they mix signals and confuse the algorithm. Not true. Clean structure plus proper conversion tracking is what really lets Andromeda learn and scale. Great explanation. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. I don't think they fail because they mix signals and confuse the algorithm. I think they fail because people set them up incorrectly. Then the second half here, clean structure plus proper conversion tracking lets Andromeda learn and scale. Absolutely agree with that. So I don't necessarily agree with your supposition, but I absolutely agree with your analysis. So basically, I don't agree on how you view the problem, but I absolutely agree on how you view the solution. And that's what we have. How would I set up new accounts in older metrics? Join Disruptor Academy. We have literally building an ad account from zero on the creative testing on Meta. After Andromeda. Could you please make a detailed video on how to set up the one campaign properly? Yes, we're doing that right now inside of the Academy, and we're going to do it step by step. The creative testing on Meta after Andromeda, I quite literally set up the one campaign from scratch, doing all of the research, every single step of the way, and I show you all of it. Question on Andromeda, multi-country, multi-category brands, Andromeda 1 framework. How would you approach Andromeda 1 for European clothing, where we sell different product categories, different campaigns? I mean, this is for this. I am running catalog ads and then figuring out which product most often gets people to come back by again. And I'm running that as potentially its own campaign. Heart, love it. Meta shot itself in the foot. Most small advertisers leaving. Not true at all. In what case would you recommend running more than one account for business? I wouldn't. Animated statics versus statics, which is better and why? You will find that out in the Academy. You are a member. Check out the Creative Insights section. Should they all be based in sales? Should I use different performance objectives? There are different reasons to not all. There are reasons why not all of your campaigns should have sales. We don't have the time to unpack that correctly right now. How to increase your budget correctly? Already got back to that one 7 days ago. Okay, this is okay. We're here then. We're good. I think we caught up. Okay, anyway, we are done. I gotta go. Everybody, love you all so much. Smash your Q5. Sorry, there's so many questions on the side here that I couldn't even get to. I wish I could. Please just join the Academy and I'll get back to your answers. Again, Disruptor Academy right here. The plans. Just jump in. I will see you all next time. Thank you so much. I gotta go. Love you all. Set up your Q5. Print some cash. I'll see you in the Academy. All right.